What? 3 episodes a month? That's right. I'm back with a new episode of Cosplay Bites, the show all about cosplays and conventions and all that good stuff. Um,
Yay!
Available to stream on Anchor, Spotify, and iTunes. If you guys want to give me a rate and review, that'd be super helpful for the show. And you can also support it directly through Anchor or my Patreon, which is free. And you get sweet rewards if you join it. But anyway, enough of that. Today's episode, I have the ever so lovely Leah Stevo.
Where? Oh my god! You're kidding. Wait,
I
who's
am.
that? Who's that? Who?
I believe that's you.
Literally who? I have no idea. No, I'm kidding. Hi, how are you?
I'm fabulous. How are you doing, hon?
Oh, fantastic, baby. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm really sorry because I'm getting over a little bit of a cold flu thing, so if I sound weird, I'm really sorry. I normally have a very sultry, wonderful, attractive voice, so just pretend that I sound really great, okay?
It's true. Her voice is very attractive. Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm sure people won't mind it. So before we get into the main topic, just a quick going over. For a current blog post, you can look at my blog. I pretty much written over this for the past couple of episodes. So sorry about that. It sounds redundant, but I got. You can look at all my Struck First posts on the Mythic Overwatch group that debuted at KatsuCon.
Yes.
JC Cosplay as Victorian Jolteon.
Yay.
I just wrapped up and scheduled posts for my buddy Itioru and his Nero from Devil May Cry 5. Kiss the Frog cosplays Tiana. Oki cosplays Armored Mira and all that good stuff. And then as far as upcoming cons go, again, future episodes, you're going to hear me saying the same thing. It's New York. That's my last con of the year, unless something else pops up.
Dragon Con. Dragon Con. Oh, sorry. I'm sick, Dragon
Con. Yeah. Okay. Maybe. If things go up. I don't know. If you're forcing me to come meet you early, then I guess
yes, I'm totally forcing you. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, I'm just gonna sit here.
So yeah, let's first talk. Right. All right. So first off, let's talk about you, Leah.
Oh no.
So Leah is
Can we not?
She's a super attractive cosplayer who I found probably, if anyone has been into cosplay over the last couple of months, probably have seen her blow up through her amazing creation that is Star Guardian Urgot.
Oh, my child.
Initially,
my big fat child Urgot, yes.
Yeah, initially a disgusting monster in League of Legends, but then she decided to give her the magical girl treatment with the Star Guardian skin. So,
yay!
Yeah,
that was so fun to make. Like I'll say, I'll play favorites right now. That is my favorite build that I have ever done. It pushed me to my limit in every possible way, physically, mentally, psychologically. It's just something that I wanted to happen because Urgot was like my first character that I played in League of Legends. He's my first champion. And I picked him because he looked cool. I was like, hey, that guy looks kind of weird. I'm gonna pick him. And he over the years he got this rep as being like a really unpopular character, both in lore and actually in meta, like during gameplay.
Right.
So nobody ever liked him, and I kind of identify with that. Like as somebody, dude, I went through high school. It wasn't fun. I got bullied and I was kind of ignored, and I just it resonated with me. I was like, hey, I feel what this guy's going through, but I'm gonna, I have the power. I'm gonna design something beautiful for him that he deserves. And I felt like he really deserved to be a Star Guardian. So I went ahead and did that, and it was fun. It was so fun. It was so exhausting, but I can't wait to bust him out again.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going to bring him.
You debuted him at Anime Expo, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly, and
Yeah.
her other cosplays have been a couple of Elder Scrolls ones, if I'm right.
Yes. Yeah, I've done one Elder Scrolls. I've done my favorite armor set, the Daedric armor, which got me into cosplay in the first place because I saw that armor when I was playing Skyrim, and I'm like, oh my god, I need that in my life for real.
Yeah, and then
yeah,
at BlizzCon that year, you did your Windy Shire Barbarian, which was just a whole epic mess of colors and cupcakes and pleasure to my eyes.
That was exactly what I was going for. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I wanted out of that. I just wanted it to be a giant, like, barf ball of color and glitter and barbarian. So I think mission accomplished, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I wrote about it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm still working on it, though. I want to bring it again to BlizzCon this coming year. I want to make some changes to it because I feel like it wasn't quite fully baked, if you know what I mean.
Right.
That was a pun because of cupcakes.
Yeah.
But I want to add some more to it. So, yeah, I'll be fine tuning it and probably bringing it out again this year.
All right. Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah. So Leah makes some awesome builds. She is secretly my waifu, and yeah, I just adore this lady tons. So.
Aww.
Now, let's get into the main topic, which was Emerald City Comic Con. This was a con that you guessed it at this?
I was invited as a pro. I wasn't a guest. I didn't have a panel or anything, but I did have like a pro badge, so I got to kind of walk around and I guess like be a pro, which wasn't really any different than being an attendee. I just had a different color badge, which is kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. It was pink, and my favorite color is pink, so I was like, hey. But yeah, it was so fun. Oh my gosh. It was my first time going. I had never been to Seattle before, and it was magical. It was really, really magical. The energy was absolutely spectacular, and the scenery, it was beautiful out. You know, everything kind of fell into place. The weather was gorgeous, which I heard that it wasn't really a something typical of Seattle, especially early March. Usually it rains, but that weekend it was super sunny and the temperature was perfect. So it was magical, and it was like just a really great 4-day experience for people who like everything. I mean, there's something for everybody there. It was like video games, comic books, movies, podcasts. I mean, it was just, oh gosh, it felt like, and I know you haven't been yet, but it felt like Dragon Con, but with more families. And Dragon Con is kind of like this outlying magical experience that pulls together everybody who's a fan of anything. You'll find a family at Dragon Con, and that's kind of how I felt at Emerald City. But it was really cool because it was a lot of kids that were out, and a lot of young kids that were just like dressing up, and they were showing off their cosplays that they made themselves or they had their parents help them with, and they were just rocking it. And it was so cool to see like cosplayers that were like, you know, tiny.
Yeah.
It was so good. Like they were all like
fangirling over all the tiny kids.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, nothing makes me happier than seeing kids that love, you know, love their character as much as like myself, or just enough to where they want to actually like, you know, wear the costume and be the character. And it just, it's so uplifting. It was so invigorating. And I'm definitely going again because I'm hooked. Like I'm hooked on that feeling now. I'm like, I gotta go back. It's magical. And it's now one of my top cons. Like I have like a top 3 that I don't miss, and I think Emerald City is definitely one of them now. So yeah, it was so fun. Oh, I could talk forever about it. I'm sorry.
I mean, hey, that's why we're here. I mean, I want you to talk about it more. So,
yeah, of course.
So it was mainly a comic convention.
It is primarily comics, but they did have one of the reasons that I went was for the Critical Role panel that they had, and I'm a huge fan of Critical Role. And I don't know if you listen to it or if you watch it on Twitch or what have you, but it's just a D&D game that's played by professional voice actors, and
Matt Mercer.
Amazing.
Yeah, Matt Mercer's part of it. I
I'm
remember.
hooked, man.
Yeah, I remember. Oh, I didn't watch it. Well, I watched part of it, but I remember it was part of it. It was when World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth was just coming out.
Yeah.
And they got freaking Terry Crews to come on that show.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was like, oh my god, this is awesome.
And he was so good.
He was so into it. Like
I think he played like an orc or something.
He did play an orc, yeah.
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 But it's something that has really captured me because of the storytelling and the imagery. Without there being an actual, like, you know, I mean, they're coming out with the animated series, which I'm so excited for. Like, congratulations!
Yeah, I've been seeing that a lot. Like all their Kickstarters they're doing, like all the success they're having. Yeah, it's great.
But what really blew me away that I didn't expect was the cosplay from Critical Role that was literally everywhere in Emerald City. I would say it was like as numerous as a Deadpool or a Harley Quinn. There was Deadpools, there was Harley Quinns, and there was like jesters, and it was crazy because they were all so good.
Did they have like a vendor there as well, or did they just have like several panels?
There was the Critical Role panel, and then I think one of the vendors was there, Wormwood, who does like all the, you know, the wooden tabletop stuff, like all the dice boxes and stuff like that. They were there.
Interesting.
But yeah, it was really great to see how much love and passion was shared for these characters that don't necessarily have like an outward appearance. They're just described by Matt and the players. And they're put together beautifully, and you know, just from like watching the show, you just know, like, oh my gosh, that's Jester, or oh, that's Ford, or oh, that's Molly Mock, or whatever. So that surprised me because I didn't realize how big Critical Role really was until I went to Emerald City, and I got to kind of share and geek out with other people, and it was so exciting. It just kind of reminded me like why I do this, and just to like meet people that have the same interests as you. It's like, hey, you like Critical Role? I do too. Let's be best friends.
That's
so
great.
Now I have
New
like
besties.
so now I have like 1,000 new best friends.
Oh my god. Yeah, either that area was a sweet spot for Critical Role fans, or maybe they just all went to see Critical Role, like that many people, probably.
Yeah, and they're going to be at Denver Pop Culture Con also coming up pretty soon. So I'm still debating. I don't know if I'll be able to make that one, but it's just cool to see something so cool, something like D&D that normally doesn't get the exposure and the mainstream appreciation finally become something that everyone can bond over, which I love. It makes me so happy.
So, did you bring any cosplay to that event?
Oh, yes, honey. Oh, yes, I did. I brought my newest one, which I am probably my second favorite because it was so comfortable, and that was my Cuddle Team Leader from Fortnite, and I love that skin so much. I had to make it for myself because it's like this big, deranged pink teddy bear with like the most disturbing expression on its face, and she has a giant unicorn pick that has like a light up horn, and I just love it. It was me, you know, it was just all me. I saw it in the game and I'm like, that's me. I need to wear that.
You. This is Leah Stevo's incarnation.
It really is. And it was even more fun because of course like the kids that went, I don't think you'll meet any kid that's like 8 years old that hasn't played Fortnite. And even if they haven't, they all know, I swear to God, they all know every single Fortnite dance.
Especially within the past year with Ninja and Fortnite blowing up to the monster that it had. You kind of, with all the kids dressing up in other costumes? Yeah, I'm sure you had a bunch coming up to you.
Oh, it was
You were
hilarious, and I couldn't really see because I mean that bear head is so hard to see out of, but I would just feel like I would kind of look down and I'd see the tops of these little heads, and they're all like doing like the floss or orange justice, and they're just like rocking out, and I'm just like, I don't know how many of you are there, but I love you all. This is so freaking cool. And they just run up to you. They don't even ask. They just run up to you and they start dancing. And then you dance back, and then like you make their day. So it was so cool to see that
God.
and get to interact with kids like that. They love Fortnite. I love Fortnite. I mean, say what you will about the game, I think it's really fun. So
I mean,
I'll be making more from it too. That's not my last Fortnite build. For
okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never played the game because I just can't find friends to play with. And
oh, you should play with me, dude. Let's play on Xbox.
I don't have an Xbox.
Well, then get one. You have a job. Go get one.
No.
Do you play games on PC or your PlayStation, huh?
PlayStation and Switch.
And I have a Switch. Let's play on the Switch.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get your information later. Yeah. No,
yeah.
We'll play. Don't worry.
Yeah,
we'll both be terrible together. You'll probably be really good. I'm really bad, but
no, I'll probably be horrible. I mean,
okay, good. Then we're gonna be horrible together.
Yeah, you teach me the ropes, and we'll frolic.
I don't think I'm somebody you want to learn from.
Yeah.
I'll teach you all the dance moves. How about that?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Fortnite date. Planned.
But yeah, other than Cuddle Team Leader, I also brought out my boy Reaper, Malthael Reaper, that I brought to BlizzCon and DragonCon, and that was really fun because I got to bring it to a whole new crop of folks that I had never met before, and they got to see it in person, and I was like, people were approaching me, they're like, oh, I saw this online, I didn't get to see it in person. I'm like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. But it was really well received and it was fun. It also was important to me because this is the first time that I actually flew on a plane with my armor, and I'm really, really, really protective of my builds because they're like my children. They're all expensive. I spend like every cent of my free spending money on them, and I want them to be in good hands. And so I finally was like, okay, I'm gonna fly with them and see what happens. And they were handled wonderfully, and there was no mishaps or breakage or anything.
Oh, that's good.
So thank you, Southwest. Yeah. They were so nice to my luggage. Thank you. And I got to enjoy wearing my cosplay in a place that I normally would never get to because I can't drive to Seattle. I mean,
right.
That's a long drive.
Yeah.
I didn't have the time, but flying worked. So yeah, and it was great. It was great to wear Reaper. It was great to wear Cuddle Team Leader, and I can't wait to come back. I'll have some new stuff next year. So,
I'm sure. And then before we recorded, we were chatting, and you mentioned BlizzCon. You're gonna try to make that, and then DragonCon. But yeah, so here's an interesting question before we get into that.
Sure.
The last episode that I had with Sophie, one of the questions I asked was how, cosplayers, they go to cons throughout the year, and some of them will be like, okay, I got this con, but then this con. Oh, this con. This is my con. This is where I bring out the big stuff. All that stuff. So like for me, that's always New York because it's my favorite con that I go to every year, and arguably the last one I go to usually every year.
Yeah,
unless I stop by the one in my own home state. But like some people will have BlizzCon be their con where they bust out the big gun.
Yeah.
Some weirdly they get it over with at CatsuCon because that's also where all the big stuff comes in from like all around the country. So I'm curious, is BlizzCon your big con or is it DragonCon?
Oh, that's a tough question. Oh my god, now I have to choose. Okay, I'll choose. I will say with confidence that my big guns are saved for DragonCon because, and I'll say this because it's such a diverse convention, and I love BlizzCon with all my heart. I mean, I can't choose if I love one more than the other. I love them both equally, but Dragon Con has this element of innovation to it, and
Really?
it's like traditional where it's not like the attitude that I go in with and that I see my friends go in with is not like show me a cool cosplay. It's show me something new. Show me something new. Show me something creative, and that's where people really flex their mashup skills and their creativity with materials. And you'll see things that you will never see anywhere else. Really cool like mashups and just original characters, and you don't really see a lot of that at BlizzCon. You still see it, but that's what I live for, because I think that's what cosplay, the real power of cosplay is the fact that we have the power as creators to make these things come to life, like in our reality, things that we can touch, and we have the power to make them however we want. We don't have to make them an exact duplicate of what we see on a screen. We can do it, and it looks amazing, and it's so cool to have it. But we also have this power as human beings to take it further and push these designs. And I mean, that's kind of what you see at BlizzCon with the Zach Fisher, like Knights of the Ebon Blade.
Oh, yeah.
That was so cool to see. I got to see that in person, and like my heart stopped because.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and that's why.
Were you offered to be a part of it?
I wasn't. I actually no. I emailed Zach, or I messaged Zach on Instagram, and I was like, "Can I be like a Ebon Blade trash can?" And I was gonna make like a really pointy, like trash can, but he never responded. So I'm sorry, Zach. I tried. Maybe next. I wanted to like add to like the scenery. Everyone's already gonna have like awesome armor. I wanted to like be like or the mailbox or something, or like a really cool like metal bush. I don't know.
Right.
I wanted to be part of it, but I also I didn't really have time, so I'm hoping to join next time. But that was really cool to see because it was so innovative, and seeing the reimagining of all those characters was just like, that's what Dragon Con is for me, like every year, and that's why it's really hard for me to pick.
It's just mashup cosplay galore.
It really is, and it's just such a welcoming atmosphere. Like you, the second you walk in, you're among friends, and I feel that with BlizzCon also, but Dragon Con especially. It's just it's a much more social. It's more accommodating for just like casual socializing and getting to know people and hanging out and being stupid, and I love that. I love it so much. And it's like 5 days long now, I think. I mean, they added another. Yeah, so it's like a whole week of geeking out about everything and discovering new fandoms.
Non-stop
so that's why DragonCon has my heart forever. I can't wait to go this year. And you better go too. You better
go. We'll talk afterwards. We'll talk afterwards.
Yeah, you can hide in my luggage. It'll be fine.
Yeah. No, sure. I was gonna ask, like, could I sweep in your hotel room or?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I have to get a hotel room first.
Well, yeah. Well, duh. Yeah.
That's the tough thing, is because Dragon Con hotel rooms, I mean, it's like the Hunger Games every year. It's literally called that. It's the hotel room games or whatever.
Yeah.
It's
I believe it.
So hopefully.
Yeah, we'll talk later.
Yeah, we'll talk for sure.
So the other part of this episode that I wanted to talk about was going through your outfits. Like you talked about them extensively, wonderfully, which I love to hear. But what makes a character?
I make good words.
You make good words. What makes a character pop? What makes you, Leah Stevo, decide on? Oh, I want to cosplay this character. Oh, this character like what does a character have to have in order for you to cosplay it?
That is such a good question. Oh, James, you're killing it. What? That's a real. I know I've never really asked myself that. What
Like, what makes you decide
characters? Yeah, it's
on
not
what?
necessarily characters, but if the if the armor or the character is unique and resonates with me either by like, hey, I relate to that character, like I really relate to Cuddle Team Leader because it's just a demented teddy bear and I think inside it's really all I am. So but there are characters that I've done like Eris Morn from Destiny and Elder Maxton from Fallout 4. I was so drawn to them because they are these flawed, they're these flawed, beautifully written characters that I fell in love with, and that are in this very like morally gray area. And I love that. I love characters that have that aren't just like, you know, the lawful good or the, you know, the chaotic new or chaotic evil or whatever. I like characters that are well developed and relatable to me, and I, I was drawn to them in such a way that I was like, gosh, I really want to build them and show them. I didn't just want to wear their costume; like I wanted to actually like show my love for them in a way that, you know, I wanted to build them and bring them into this world and actually like, you know, bring them into our reality. Especially Eris Morn from Destiny. Like she doesn't really have anything going on in Destiny 2, and I feel bad because I think she was one of my favorite characters. But I love her, and I can't wait to see her again because I love Destiny so much.
Right.
But yeah, so if the character is something or someone that I kind of either sympathize with or I have empathy for or that I relate to in some way, because you know we all have our life story and we all have been through shit. We've all been through hell, and we're still here. And there are characters that really emulate similar aspects of my journey that I just instantly latch onto. Like, I love you. You're awesome.
Right. Right.
Kind of like Urgot. Like back when I was talking about Urgot, like I was bullied really bad in high school, middle school, and the best case scenario every day was me being completely ignored. Like that's all I could really hope for.
Yeah.
And so with Urgot, like I saw a little bit of myself in that. Like he wasn't really someone or a champion that people wanted to play or interact with, and I wanted to give him like a happy ending. I wanted to give him like a makeover. I don't know. Yeah, I wanted to give him like a Cinderella moment. Which is kind of like why I cosplay, because I feel like I'm Cinderella every time.
Yeah. Okay. No,
But yeah, that's what that's why I'm drawn to characters. And the next two that I'm doing are actually I'm doing Protectron from Fallout 4, which is a full whole ass robot, which I'm really excited for.
Okay.
Because I love Protectrons. Have you ever played Fallout? Like, are you familiar with the Fallout universe?
I mean, I know what Fallout is. I've never played it because
Okay.
even though I know that it's basically Skyrim but post-apocalyptic, I will be honest. I am more of a fantasy boy, so I'm kind of turned off by the whole end of the world post-apocalyptic vibe to it. But I mean,
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah.
aware of it. But I mean, like,
I get it.
I'm a fantasy boy.
I'm a fantasy girl too. Like Skyrim was like, I mean, it still is like, you know, my one true love. But Fallout has a beauty to it that really changed my mind. So I recommend giving it a shot. Fallout 4, maybe Fallout New Vegas. I'm in the same boat you were. Or I was in the same boat that you are, and I am fantasy through and through. But Fallout is one of my favorite series now because of how different it is from like what you would expect from the apocalyptic genre, I guess.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I don't want to give it away because I want you to experience the same way I did, just going in blind and like playing it. Like, okay, what is this about? Why does everybody tell me to play Fallout? And then like a few months later, like, oh my god, I have to build every single character from this game.
Oh man.
But yeah, like the Protectron especially is this just really really adorable robot, and I mean, they're just adorable. And I'm gonna make one. It's my favorite robot ever of all time. So I'm building one because I want to have one in
Okay.
my house. And then the next one for BlizzCon, I'm doing a passion project that I've wanted to do for a really long time. I'll be making a Death Maiden from Diablo 3. And I love the
Ooh.
Death Maidens because they're so creepy looking, and they're both like really creepy and very graceful and just very like intimidating. So I want to see what I can do with my own design,
Oh,
which
that's
is the
great.
hardest part is like designing my own version of one. So that's the part I'm stuck on right now. But I'll be finishing that up and then building that for BlizzCon. Yay!
Sweet. I'm gonna love the shit out of both of them. You know that.
Oh, I hope so. I think, yeah, I think you'll like both of them, especially if you like fantasy. You'll like my Death Maiden.
Oh yeah, no, I've at least played Diablo 3. I'm aware of Diablo, so
Oh, good. Okay, because that's my other like favorite series. I have a lot of favorites. Can you tell?
doesn't everybody have a lot of favorites? I got a lot of favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I echo that whole relating to a character deal. I mean, that is one key reason that most cosplayers do pick a character
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
cosplay as. So I like Nightwing for me,
Oh,
just
nice.
some of the stuff that he's been through. I kind of relate to that, especially in recent comics.
Yeah, right.
Riku, I guess, is he's just a total edge lord, but he's kind of like a badass. Like now, especially like after he overcame the darkness
Right,
and
right.
whatnot. And I mean, Aquaman is such a goddamn delight in the comics. I mean, I dropped it because of the new creators that stepped on, but I
Uh-huh.
mean, like I just enjoyed Aquaman so much since I first started reading him through the Brightest Day event, and then of
Nice.
course, um, Jason Momoa did a phenomenal job as the
Oh,
character
I
in the
think so
movie,
too.
and like the Aquaman movie was like everything I could have wanted from an Aquaman movie. like
Oh, that
I
makes me so happy to hear.
I
Because
loved it so
yeah,
much.
there's always a risk of like you loving a character and then you are so hyped for the movie and you
Yeah,
watch it and it's like, what the fuck did you do to him?
yeah. No, the casting was great. I mean, you had what's his name? It's Norman Osborn from the Spider-Man,
Oh,
old Spider-Man. It's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
is it
Um,
Dennis Leary? No, it's not Dennis
no,
Leary.
God, no, not Steve Buscemi. Oh my gosh,
Not Steve Buscemi.
my brain is like, no, it's Steve Buscemi. Shit, I'm blanking out.
I swear, like we're gonna find his name. We're gonna realize his name at the end of this. But like him as Volko, and then like frickin' Dolph Lundgren as Mara's dad was awesome. Oh, and I also want to marry Amber Heard,
Oh,
please,
Willem
please.
Dafoe. It's Willem
Willem
Dafoe.
Dafoe. That's it. That's it.
Ah!
Yep.
I totally didn't just look that up. I just
Yeah.
pulled it from the powers
I.
of Hollywood.
But yeah,
You're
like
welcome.
that whole movie was just awesome. I'm excited for whatever the hell the sequel is gonna be, and yeah. Oh, and Prompto from Final Fantasy 15
Yes.
really hit me hard as a
Oh,
character through like being an outcast and
yeah,
not really being wanted by his friends and finding a new group of friends
right.
with the three other bros,
Yeah,
and
right.
that's kind of how I felt with the cosplay community, because like you all become like a second family to me. So
Oh, I totally
yeah,
agree. Like you guys are my family, and in a
right,
way, I feel. Um, I mean, I feel like I can entrust people like you, people like my cosplay friends, community with me being myself and not feeling like I'm weird or whatever. Like we're all weird, you know.
yeah,
Like we're all like a bunch of nerds, and I love it because I get to be
yeah,
myself, and it's great. It's really great, and yeah, that's why I continue to do it. But I totally agree.
yeah,
Um, it's just having that or resonating with that character that it's just so special, you know. It's so
right,
special.
yeah, yeah. Um,
What are you gonna cosplay next?
I mean, I have Kingdom Hearts 3 Riku basically here. Like I
Oh,
bought
cool.
it.
Right on.
So like the outfit and the key you can kind of see in the back.
Yeah, I saw.
Maybe. Oh,
I
you saw it earlier, of course.
totally saw.
Yeah, gonna bring him and probably Prompto because Prompto is so goddamn easy and comfortable to wear.
Right. And
for
that's
New York.
Dude, I wore Cuddle Team Leader and it was the most comfortable costume I've ever worn because it's literally like a bodysuit. And that, I mean, say what you will about like big elaborate armor builds, but they are hell on the body. And I think people
No, yeah, they are.
They
Like
hurt.
my most cumbersome cosplay, I think, would have to be my Wolfel Donald Gajinka because I had my dad be my handler essentially, carrying my bags. Like, cause I had the massive breastplate because I had the Gajinka designed by Eli Renee, who's a fabulous cosplayer and Kigurumi maker. But yeah, she designed it for me, and I wore it. It was based off of his Smash Brothers Brawl design, which was fabulous to wear. But yeah, other than that, and probably some other like my Aquaman and my Armored Nightwing, like I much prefer comfy cosplays now.
Same. And I feel for people who are like, hey, I've never cosplayed before, but I want to build like a full Iron Man suit. What should I do? And I'm like, well, first, just please get your cardio up and get your endurance up and hydrate because that shit will wear you out so fast. And they come up to me and they're like, oh, I'll have like commissions that I'll do, and like I made some full armor commissions for people, and they write me and they're like, oh my god, like I can't wear this, it's too heavy. And I'm just like, dude, I know, trust me, like I get it. I feel your pain. Like seriously, that's part of the thing that you have to be able to like sacrifice your body
right
for the glory of the character. So we make sacrifices, damn it. Like it's not like dress up. It's like it's a full ass job, and it's
literal sweat, blood, and tears, people.
Literally, yeah, literally. But yeah, no, I am now really hoping that I fall in love with a character in like a jumpsuit or like a onesie because I want to play. I want that one day for every con just to like be comfortable and be able to enjoy everything, the sights, and not have to sweat my balls off,
Yeah. Okay. This next part, I'm gonna let you choose.
Okay.
So we can either talk about a franchise which you really love the design of, or this other part which I labeled as teach a technique. So we could basically talk about like your favorite part of cosplay making and like some tips and tricks that you've learned or something related to it. I don't know. Yeah.
Dude, we gotta have a whole different episode for that last question because I can go on for days about like tips and tricks. And
all right,
one thing I love is teaching people and seeing their faces when they realize like how easy it is to actually make stuff. And one of the things I love is actually experimenting with new materials and failing. And when things don't go wrong or don't go right, it's fine because you learn something, and so it's like XP towards your next like mastery, your next skill up is like right there. You just gotta keep failing, man. God, there's so many tips. I don't know, where should I start? Like I'm really bad at just babbling.
Well, I mean, we could always do the other one if you want to save that for a longer episode.
Let's
So like. Thinking back, I guess, to the stuff you cosplayed at, what's one franchise that you really, really love in terms of like its design? For I guess like the setting or the story or even the character design, like stuff like that.
I totally get it. I'm thinking, gosh, and there's so many that I love for different reasons. And I'm a fantasy girl. I love Diablo. I love the lore. I love the gothic kind of really elaborate architecture and the armor design. Everything's unique and elaborate, and I'm all about those crazy details, so I see that and I'm drawn to that as a creator. Like, how did that character get that armor? How was it made? What purpose does that design serve? I mean, that's something that I could think about for days because of the Diablo armor designs. They're all so beautiful, and I think in terms of like aesthetic, Diablo wins hands down, and that's one that I'm always going to revisit because I love the games, and I love I just love the visuals. It's so fun.
Yeah, no, it was fun to play when I finally dipped into it on the PS4.
Yeah.
I got the Ultimate Edition. That was a lot of fun. I played as a wizard because I'm a magic boy, and it was a lot of fun. It was
nice. Yeah, wizards are fun.
Yeah.
I play a witch doctor and a barbarian the most.
Right.
I love my barbarian. I just love twirling around endlessly and just smashing everything. It's so fun. It's so fun. I also love the Easter eggs. They put a lot of really funny Easter eggs in.
Right.
I wish I could think of one off the top of my head, but there's just some really great like pop culture references that you have to like really pay attention to when you get loot or when you go into a room.
Yeah.
It's really funny. So yeah, Diablo forever, and I'll be making a lot more Diablo stuff in the future.
All right.
Tons of it.
Just thinking at the top of my head.
Yeah.
Unless that passion project you mentioned before is it. I mean, do you have like a dream cosplay that you'd want to do as far as something? When I say dream cosplay, I mean like you have unlimited money.
Oh shit.
What would you make?
Wouldn't that be nice? Oh my gosh. What would Leah make? That is such a good question. If I had unlimited space and unlimited money, I would make Asmodan from Diablo 3.
Okay.
He's like, he's kind of like Urgot in his shape. He's got like the massive legs, and he's a big, fat, bald, disgusting demon dude. I want to make him, and I want to wear him to like Walmart or something. Just go shopping, If I had unlimited, like realistically, like I want to make Diablo for sure. I want to actually, because I mean,
just transform Diablo into something. Yeah,
like you have like the main character Leah, who is actually possessed by Diablo. So how cool would it be for this Leah to become Diablo? It just kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah, that'd be intense.
I mean, it's part of the lore, so I pretty much have to do it. I think that'll be like my big goal if I ever make enough doing this to actually like put a lot of money aside for it.
Right.
I want to do a really good one with like robotics and special effects and all kinds of shit. So.
Yeah.
But I think it has to be perfect. It can't be like it's good enough. It has to be like actually like 20 or whatever.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it might be a while, but I'll keep dreaming. Keep
dreaming. Yeah, I think for me it would have to be either a personal favorite set that I have for my Blood Elf Paladin back when I was playing WoW.
Yes,
or
you can do it.
Don't give me ideas.
No, I'm giving you ideas. No, you will do it.
Or a Kane Highwind from Final Fantasy IV. His design from the Dissidia Final Fantasy fighting games. Like I just want to be a fucking dragoon, man. Like they're like badass.
That armor is so sick. I've actually seen it. People have made it at like I think Anime Expo is where I saw the dragoon armor, and it was like
I've seen some too, and I'm just like, oh, my dream.
Yes. Dude, I believe in you. It's doable. And
it's doable. I just don't have the money or the time right now.
Yeah, I know. Gosh, Ain't it the truth, man?
That's honestly it. Like, if I had unlimited money and a bunch of free time, I'd do it. But just I've got stuff going on right now, so not
Right.
now.
You have
Not
to
now.
be adults, and it sucks because adulting is like it's just one of those things that we have to do. And
Yeah.
cosplay, you can say what you will about it, but for someone like me, it's still very much a hobby, and it's something that I wish I could do, with
Yeah.
unlimited funds. But we
Props.
gotta take care of ourselves. I got bills, dude.
Yeah. Props to those that
And
can
I'm
do this for a living. Like,
Oh yeah,
you got it made.
how much work?
Ish.
Exactly. Yeah, it is a lot of work. That's the thing, is like you don't want to burn yourself out to the point where it stops being fun. And I think that's where I'm at right now. I don't want to say like I'm burned out, but I got to a point after ECC where I was just like I was tired. I'm tired, like drained.
You took some Leah time.
Yeah, Leah time is awesome. So I'm taking a little bit of break, and I'm watching movies, and I'm catching up on video games and podcasts, and I'm just loving it. And I can't wait to get back into it. But you definitely need to know your limits and take time for yourself, and don't burn yourself out, because then it stops being fun. And that's the whole point, is to have fun. And if you're not having fun anymore, like, why the hell are you doing it?
Then you're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong. There is a wrong way to cosplay, damn it. You better have fun or else.
All right. Yeah, I think this is a pretty damn good place to end. Unless you got other stuff to add.
What should I add? I actually, can I plug my shitty little Etsy store now? I'm actually selling props.
Well, that's the thing. Like, that's the next part. We're gonna close it out. So, first of all, before we do that, one of these days I'm gonna get the format memorized to a T. So I forgot to mention my lovely patrons who are subscribed to me on Patreon. Coralia Jade, Cat Youth the Moonfox, Mink the Satyr, Nicole Marie Jean, Noah, Shaylin, and Oh My Sophie.
Oh My Sophie! I'm such a fan of Sophie. Hi Sophie, I love you.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for pledging me on Patreon. It means a lot. And you can follow again my Patreon, which is free. But if you pledge, I can send you stickers. And
that's how you get stickers.
What?
Well, I didn't know there were stickers, dude.
Yes, you get stickers, and then through subsequent month, you become immortalized into my blog at the end of every blog post. Like, you'll have a link, like basically a shout out, and I can link you to either your Patreon or your most used social media site. But there's that. There's the podcast, which you can keep following, and my Lightning Palace blog, and their subsequent Instagram and Twitter accounts. And as for the next episode, I kind of stopped doing this just because life gets in the way and guests are unable to commit at they're just miscommunication, or they just can't make it. So what I will say, I'll take a shot in the dark, is that next month for May, I have Carlibra, Intraventus, and Mink the Satyr planned to be on the show. So look forward to that. And Leah, what do you want to plug?
I want to plug all my social media that I'm not updating.
All right.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Leah Stevo Art. You can find me on Facebook at LSTVO, and you can find me on Etsy at Leah Stevo Props, because I'm really bad at consolidating, so I have like a different name for everything. But I'm gonna get back into it soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, I have Twitter too, but no, I don't really ever use it because I'm really bad. But my Twitter
you don't really use it. You don't.
I don't. I'm trying. It's a lot. There's so many platforms, and I just want to go to bed, man. God,
Oh God.
me, damn it.
All right. Yeah.
Having me. This is fun.
Yeah, no, all my love to you, Leah, for being on this show with me. You did a fantastic job, and
Oh,
I hope you guys all enjoyed listening to the today's episode. And yeah, stay tuned for the next one. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.
yay. Bye.